welcome everyone. Let's come into your comfortable seats, Sukhasana on your mats. We are going to be doing our Kapha balancing practice. So this is the third dosha. The Kapha dosha is a combination of the earth and water element. So it's the energy associated with this dosha is very grounded, is very gentle, nurturing. And so what we want to do is increase the kapha in our today. So because it's a warm day today, we're going to do a practice where we increase the kapha and decrease some of the fire. But it's still a very a relatively dynamic practice. So we're going to be, because of the weather makes us feel lethargic, fatigued, depleted, we want to increase some of the energy. So we want to bring in a more dynamic aspect. So there'll be a little bit of intensity. It's very much about moving from the lower elements up into the higher elements. Let's come onto your seats. With your hands, I invite you to fold in your ring and little finger and take your thumb and place it on the knuckle and extend your peace fingers, that's your middle and index. So your middle and index are extended, your little and ring are folded in, and thumb is on the knuckles of those two fingers. And then place your hands palms up on your knees. This mudra is the Kapha Nashak mudra, and this will increase the kapha in us and decrease the pitta a little bit. Closing your eyes or taking a downward gaze. And begin to notice your breath. The in-breath, the out-breath, the journey of your breath. And notice how your breath might be traveling today. Does your breath flow smoothly, effortlessly? Is your breath a little bit heavier? A little bit slower? Notice the quality of your breath. The quality of Kapha is heavy, slow, tamasic. In that sense, it's solid. It is a cold, soft energy. So cooling and soothing. So invite that kind of quality to your breath for the moment. And then we will begin to lift the energy through our practice. One more breath here, following the journey. And then let's bring our hands together at our heart center in Namaskar. Opening our class by chanting Om 3 times. And for each Om, let's offer it to each aspect of our dosha. The Vata, Pitta, and Kapha doshas. Inhale fully. Exhale completely. Inhale to prepare. Om. Inhale. Om. Inhale. Om. hands to your eyebrow center. Namaste. And welcome, yogis. Thank you for joining me today. So we'll have this mudra today. It's also known as the Pran mudra, as well as the Kapha Nashak mudra. Pran mudra because it's Pran is the word for energy, for vitality, that life-giving force. So it increases the energy and it reduces the heaviness of Kapha and lifts and brings in a sense of lightness. So Kapha tendencies are, as we said, tend to be heavier, slower, more solid. And the characteristics that gives rise to are qualities of patience, understanding, diplomacy, a sense of loyal, faithful devotion. So if you are primarily a dosha, a Kapha dosha, then those tend to be your qualities. And we'll talk a little bit more about these qualities as we practice. So let's place our hands on the earth and extend our legs long to start with today. Coming into Dandasana, staff pose. So extend your legs. You may have a soft bend in your knees, toes reaching up towards the sky. Ground down through your sit bones. Draw your navel in towards your spine. Let's roll your shoulders up towards your ears and slide them down and away. You can keep your fingertips planted on the earth, or you can bring your hands into your mudra at your lap. Lengthen here, lifting your crown. Chin parallel to the earth, gazing parallel to the horizon. Your drishti is parallel with the horizon. So already we're feeling quite active through our legs and our spine. Dandasana, staff pose, is deceptively simple, yet it requires us to really hug in our muscles to the bones to be able to sit in this position. And check how your knees are feeling. If you need to soften through your knees, soften slightly through your knees. One more breath here in Dandasana. Let's release our hands. Bring in your right foot. So tuck in your right foot so that the foot is tucked into your left thigh. Keep that left leg extended long here. Janu Shirsasana. So let's lengthen first. And then as we exhale, let's fold over towards the left foot. Now your hands can take hold of your legs or stay on the earth. You can take hold of your ankle, the sole of your foot. So your crown is reaching towards your foot. Your heart is melting down towards your thighs. Your eyebrow center is perhaps heading towards your knee. You can be quite high up here and have lots of space. Remember, we work with where our body is. And for today's breath, I invite you to bring in Ujjayi breath, the warrior breath, this victory breath, which is the constricted breath at the back of your throat. So it makes that sound. Breathing deeply here. One more breath. And then inhale, walk your hands back towards your body. Take your right hand behind you, place it on the earth, left hand on your heart. As you inhale, let's rise up onto our right shin. That left leg is extended. Left hand can stay at your heart, or you can reach up and over and bring your hand into your Kapha Nashak mudra. So folding in your ring and little finger, extend your peace fingers. One more breath here. exhale to the earth. Let's bring that right knee, cross that right knee towards the heart, cross the right foot across your left leg, hug it in. Sit up tall. We're going to come into a twist here. Ardha Matsyendrasana. Inhale to lengthen. As you exhale, take your right hand behind you and your left elbow can hug in your right knee, or you can take your left elbow to the outside of your right knee. Yogi's choice. And again, come into your mudra. And invite in these qualities as you breathe in of being focused, of moving from a place of stability and confidence. One more breath here. And then let's release and turn our gaze, followed by our heart back to center. Uncross the leg, re-extend your legs. This time we're going to come into forward fold, Paschimottanasana. Again, you can have a bend in your knees if you so wish. Inhale, lengthen with your crown towards the sky. Reach up. And then as you exhale, hinge from your hips to reach forward as far as you can go with your hands. And then release your hands down towards the earth or your legs. So you can take hold of your legs, your ankles, your feet. And then relax through your shoulders, neck, and head. Forward fold, Paschimottanasana. Not here for long because it's a warm practice. One more breath. Inhale, lift your gaze, walk your hands back towards you. And now let's fold in the left foot to our right thigh. Keep that right leg extended. Janushirasana, head to knee pose on this side. Turn your heart so it's over your right leg. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale to hinge forward towards that right foot. And then release your hands to the earth, your right leg, your foot, perhaps your big toes. Yogi's choice. Breathing the Ujjayi breath, ocean sounding breath, victory breath, it's also known as. Jai means victory. Ujjayi. One more breath here. Then inhale, lift your gaze, walk your hands back towards you. Left hand reaches behind you onto the earth, right hand onto your heart space. Inhale, lift your sit bones, come onto your left shin, extend that right leg long. Hand can stay at your heart or reach overhead, coming into your mudra. Variation of Kamatkarasana, this miracle pose or world thing pose. Gaze up towards the sky, or if your neck feels uncomfortable, you can gaze down. One more breath here. Exhale, right hand to your heart, sit bones to the earth. Inhale, draw in the left knee, cross the left leg over the right, hug your knee in. Coming into our twist. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, turn over to the left. Left hand reaches behind. Right elbow can hug in your right knee, or right elbow to the outside of your right knee. And again, bring your hand into your mudra. Seated twist. So often when we work with balancing the Kapha dosha, the water and earth elements, we introduce more fire element, more of the Agni, and seek to increase Pitta. So Pitta is the fiery dosha. And we want to increase the Pitta. One more breath. Inhale, turn to center, spiral with your head, then your heart. Uncross your legs. Take a moment here. Maybe you want to shake out your legs. And then let's swing the legs around and come directly onto our hands and knees, coming into table here. So let's take a moment here in table. Place your hands so that you spread your fingers wide. Connect with the earth. Stack your shoulders, elbows and wrists, hips and knees. Spine is neutral. Gaze to the top of your mat. Take a moment here. Inhale, let's extend that right leg long behind us. As you exhale, draw the right knee in towards your heart space, rounding through your spine. Knee to nose here. Inhale, lift the right toes to the sky. Lift your gaze. Exhaling, knee to nose, rounding through your spine. Inhaling, lifting your toes, lifting your gaze, your drishti. One more time like this. Exhaling, knee to nose, rounding through the spine. And now as we reach back behind us, let's drop that right foot to the earth. Tuck the toes so that the toes are balanced here. So you're tucking your toes. I'm going to invite you to lift your right hand to the sky and drop the sole of your right foot onto the earth. So your left hand remains connected with the earth. Your left knee remains connected with the earth. Drop the sole of your right foot onto the earth here. And then draw your right fingertips up to the sky. And then come into your mudra here. Draw your navel in towards your spine. This is Ardha Vastisthasana, half plank, half gate pose. We're going to lift onto our left fingertips. Now, moving with care here. Inhale, bring your arms parallel. So the right foot is connected with the earth. The toes are pointing towards the long edge of your mat. Your arms are extended. Come into your Kapha Nashak mudra. You can see there's a lot of Kapha in me today. Extend here. Drop your right hand onto your right leg. Flip your left hand and then reach up and over. And again, I want you to keep your gaze neutral. Or perhaps you lift your gaze up towards the sky today. This will challenge your balance a little. One breath here. So often the Kapha tendency is to sink into a state of melancholy. And when it's out of balance, it can feel depressed or extremely low in mood. Exhale, cartwheel your left arm and your right arm back to the earth. For a moment, turn onto the ball of your right foot. Inhale, lift your left arm to the sky. Twisted table here. Exhale, left hand to the earth. Bring your right knee back to the earth. Let's mirror this onto the other side now. So extend your left leg long, parallel to the earth. Bend into your knee, knee to nose, rounding through your shoulders. Inhale, lift your toes, lift your gaze. Exhale, knee to nose, rounding through your shoulders. Inhaling to lift your gaze. One more time, rounding through as you bring your knee in towards you. So you can see here we're working on our navel area. This is where Agni is. We're building up the fire to balance Kapha when it's out of balance. Now, as you reach back for your leg, bring your toes onto the earth, tuck your toes. Take a moment here. And we're going to shift the weight onto our right hand. Turn our heart and bring the sole of our left foot to the earth. Inhale, draw our left fingertips to the sky, coming into this half gate pose. One breath here. Now checking that you are balanced here. come onto your right fingertips and then inhale to rise up so that your arms are now parallel. So I'm going to turn around because I don't like not seeing you. I'm going to make sure I turn myself so I'm facing you. So your right knee is on the earth, your right shin is on the earth, your left foot is connected with the earth, left toes pointing towards the long edge of your mat, arms extended, hands in Kapha and Nashak Mudra, peace fingers extended, ring, little finger folded, thumb on the knuckles. Exhale, drop your left hand onto your left leg, flip your right palm and reach up and over. And again, spiral your gaze up towards the sky. So you'll feel an extension on your right side, compression on your left. Again, you're balancing here, so this might feel very challenging. What we're trying to draw out from Kapha is the sense of determination, perseverance, persistence. Because Kapha has a tendency to be very laid back, natural, but also can sometimes balk at hurdles and obstacles and choose not to extend, not to face challenges. One more breath here. Cartwheel, right arm followed by left onto the earth. Turn onto the ball of your left foot. Inhale right onto the sky. Twisted table here. Exhale right hand to the earth. Let's take a moment here. Bring your right knee in. If you need to take a breath, take a cooling breath, because this is a warm day. Now you're not going to be able to see because I'm wearing these wonderful baggy pants that are keeping me very cool, but don't show greatly what I'm doing. So back in neutral table here. We're going to bring our right knee in towards us and then cross our right knee in front of our left so that we take our right foot to the back. So we're crossed at our knees here. Both hands stay on the earth. We're crossed at the knees. Now we're going to sit back into Gomukhasana. This is a shoelace variation. So only come as far back as feels comfortable for you, because the further back you come, the more intense this cross will feel. So you might stay on your fingertips here and be hovering with your sit bones. Or you might be able to bring your sit bones all the way to the earth. This really depends on how much space you have in your hips, but also how your knees, the story of your knees. So stay here if you wish. Yogi's choice. We're all having the same experience in different bodies, in different variations of this asana. So you'll either be on the earth with your sit bones, and this will feel quite intense. One more breath here, whichever variation you're in. And then if you're seated in Gomukhasana, rise back up. So move with your sit bones, walking your hands away from you, back into this hands under shoulders. And then let's uncross that right leg and take it parallel to the left. Shake out your hips. And let's cross the left knee in front of the right knee. So bend into your left knee, bring it in towards your heart, and then thread your left foot to the outside of your right leg. So you're now crossed with left knee in front of right knee. And again, you can stay here. So you can, if you look at my feet, I've created sort of a scissor shape with my lower legs. Staying up here, or walking your hands back a little bit. And perhaps you stay here, and this might feel intense enough, or you might go a little bit further, or you might come towards the earth. You also have the option of placing blocks underneath your sit bones here, so that you don't have to go as far down, or cushions. Or stay here. I love this pose. It's one of my favorite poses. Just hovering here. One more breath, whichever variation of Gomukhasana. So from table to Gomukhasana. I'm really hot. So you're going to have to excuse me as I wipe my brow. One more breath here. Let's come back up into table variation and then uncross that left leg and bring it to the side and take a moment here. Perhaps you shake out your hips. Whatever you need, we're going to rise from here. So tuck your toes, hands as wide as your mat if you want to have lots of space, or directly underneath your shoulders. Inhale, lift your knees and hover here for a moment. So we're going to hover here with our knees. This is a variation of Vagrasana. So your knees are hovering. Draw your navel in towards your spine now. Exhale, lift your tailbone up towards the sky, coming into Pardvatasana. Pedal your feet if you so wish. Turn the inside of your elbows forward. You can have blocks underneath your heels. Have deep bend in your knees, ears between your arms. Rotating your shoulders so that the elbows, eyes are facing forward. One more breath, and then let's take a few steps to the top of our mat, or if you want to and have some energy, you can always jump to the top of your mat, yogi's choice. Forward fold here. Bend into your knees. We're going to unfurl the spine ever so slowly, so unrolling our spine one vertebrae at a time as we inhale to rise up. Exhale. Let's fold back down. Inhale to unroll. And then let's roll again. So rolling your spine, curling up again here. Let's take a moment here. And then unroll one more time. Come up to standing. So when you're here in standing, we're going to do what we call breath of joy. So this is a breath practice, and I'll demonstrate it because we haven't practiced it before. So I'm going to have my feet at least hip distance wide so that I have a nice stable base for my feet. And then I inhale and I lift my arms with my mudra up towards the sky. Take my gaze with me. As I exhale, I bend deeply into my knees and I swing my arms through so that they drive back. Inhaling, I lift my gaze and I swing my arms back up towards the sky. Exhaling, I fold and swing my arms back behind me. And then I'm going to speed this up a little bit. So I'm going to move with my breath and we'll do this 5 times. So I'll move sideways. Inhaling to reach up. Exhaling to fold. Inhaling to up. So create some momentum here and you'll create a gentle breeze as you do this. Exhaling to fold. Inhaling to rise. Building up energy. Some enthusiasm. Some vitality. A joyfulness. So I talked about how Kapha can sometimes feel, have a low mood or feel sort of a little bit down. This can be really uplifting, energizing, creating this flow of prana, of energy. One more wherever you are. That was beautiful, actually. I'll do one more because I love that too. Inhaling. And then exhaling, hands to your heart. Take a moment there. That was nice. I feel very cool after that. We're going to move directly into half sun salutations and then one round of Surya Namaskar to the top of your mat if you're not there already. Inhale, hands to sky. Exhale, fold forward down towards the earth. Inhale, hands on thighs, halfway lift, crown reaches forward. As you exhale, round through your spine, bend into your knees to fold. Inhale, let's uncurl the spine to rise up slowly. Taking your hands up above you. Exhale, hands to your heart. So inhale, hands to sky. Exhale to fold forward, moving slowly here for the moment. Inhale, halfway lift, hands on thighs or shins. Exhale, hug in your navel to the spine, bend into your knees, roll back down. Inhale, let's unroll the spine. And then reach hands up to sky. Exhale to your heart. Moving on. Inhale to reach up. Exhale to fold. This time fingertips can stay on the earth for your halfway lift or hands on shins. Exhale, hug your navel in, bend into your knees and fold. Step back long with your right leg. Bring the right knee to the earth. Untuck your toes. Inhale, hands to sky. Come into your mudra with your hands. Open your heart, lift your gaze, energize here. Really reaching up through your fingertips, lifting your heart space, lifting your gaze up towards the sky. So we're lifting this usually very grounded, very rooted dosha. Exhale, hands to earth. Untuck your toes and step back long, body parallel. Take a moment here or bring your knees directly to the earth. Exhale, knees, untuck your toes, chest and chin. Ashtanga to the earth. Slide your knees away to rise in Bhujangasana, Cobra. Now, while we're here in Cobra, we're going to flow for a bit. We're going to do these spinal rolls. So inhaling, lifting your heart, lifting your gaze. As you fold, tuck your chin. So let's do a few of these rolls. So try and create a little wave with your spine. And you might have a lot of mobility here or not very much. One more wherever you are. And then let's rise into mountain Parvatasana. Let's take Simhasana breath here, lion's breath. Breathe in through your nose and out through open mouth by poking out your tongue. Inhale fully. Bring your left knee to the earth. Step forward with the right foot. Inhale. Mudra. This Kapha Nashak Mudra to the sky. Lift your gaze, lift your heart space. Exhale, hands to the earth. Step forward with your left foot to meet your right. Inhaling, uncurling your spine, reaching up towards the sky. Exhale, hands to your heart. Let's practice that on the other side now. Take a breath. If you're in London, take a drink of water. Inhale to reach up. Exhale to swan dive to the earth. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, bend deeply into your knees and roll down. Let's step back long with the left foot, knee on the earth. Inhale, hands to sky. Lift your gaze. Vitality, we're stimulating vitality. This quest and joy for life. Embracing movement. Exhale, hands to the earth. Step back long with your right foot, body parallel. You can bring your knees directly to the earth or take a moment here. And then everybody together, exhale, knees, untuck your toes, bend into your elbows, chest and chin to the earth. Ashtanga. Inhale to rise in Cobra. And here we're going to flow a little bit. So create this little flow with your upper back and your head. It doesn't need to be a big movement. It can be a small, gentle movement. 3 times. And then pressing into your hands, rising into mountain. Again, take a lion's breath here. Inhale through your nose, out through open mouth, making a roaring sound. You're at home. And then let's bring the right knee to the earth. Step forward with the left foot. Inhale, hands to sky. Exhale, hands to the earth. Tuck your toes, step forward. And then let's unroll our spine. Exhale, hands to heart. Take a moment here. I am feeling very warm. So if you need to cool down, take this moment to cool down. The fire is rising. We are burning. We're so hot. Look at me, I'm so hot. Right, let's take a moment here. We're going to move into what I call a little flow between angel and strong pose. So the softness of the angel pose and the strength of the chair pose. Appropriation to Utkatasana. So you can come to the middle of your mat here. Bend into your knees so that you can come into chair pose. You can't see my knees are bent, but my knees are bent. And then I'm going to reach, my hands can be parallel, or I can have them up by my ears. Yogi's choice, Utkatasana. As you exhale, take your arms behind you and begin to straighten through your knees, reach through your heart space, lift your gaze, draw your shoulder blades together. Inhaling to bend into your knees and take your arms up alongside your ears. So exhaling to reach back. And lift your gaze, lift your heart space. Drawing your shoulder blades together, hands in your Kapha Mudra. Inhaling chair pose. And now we're going to bring in some leg lifts. So hands in Utkatasana. Then as we exhale and reach back with our hands, let's reach back with our left leg. Draw your shoulder blades together. Now your left toes can stay on the earth or they can be lifted. And then bring your foot back to meet your right, coming back into chair pose. Exhale, Pasarasana on the other side. Right toes reach back, either gently on the earth or lifted. Draw your shoulder blades together, lift your gaze. Feet together, coming back into chair pose. One more time on each side. Exhale, left leg lifts or reaches behind. Feet together, chair pose. And now the right side. And feet together. Exhale, hands to your heart, straighten through your knees. Take a moment, yogis. So, if you're Kapha dosha and you are feeling a little lethargic, sluggish, heavy, your metabolism feels slow and heavy, you feel bloated, those are classic signs that the Kapha dosha is out of balance. Having this kind of fiery practice, Pitta practice, which is churning here at our navel, creating movement, upward flow of energy. This will help to lift us from where we are to rise up with our energy. So when you have that sense of feeling a bit flat or a bit down, having an uplifting practice like this Kapha balancing practice can elevate your mood, elevate how you feel physically. Although I'm hot and my fire, because I'm Pitta dosha and it's a hot day, this practice is creating too much heat in me, which is why I'm so hot. That's okay, because I will do that for my yogis and I will balance my practice out later. But so if you are Pitta and you are already quite high in your Pitta energy and that dosha is slightly out of balance anyway. This Kapha balancing practice will just increase that even more. So remember, like increases like, opposite balances. Just bear that in mind. So for those of us who are Pittas and we're doing this practice, that's okay. We can benefit from this practice because we're having literally a detox, but we might need to do something a bit more restful afterwards for the rest of the evening or day. Spend a lot of time talking, don't I? We're going to come down to the earth in a moment, but before we do that, we'll do a very short warrior sequence. So standing back at the top of your mat here. As you inhale, reach your arms up and then bend into your knees and step back long with your left foot, coming into a high lunge here. And then turn and drop the heel of your left foot to the earth. Keep that right knee pointing forward and see if you can maintain the hips facing forward. Warrior one. So if you need to widen your stance to create a more stable stance for Virabhadrasana 1, lift your gaze. Exhale, open your arms. Mahavirabhadrasana, Warrior 2, the great warrior. And what we're doing here, because this is a powerful sequence, the warrior sequence, it is, it's about cultivating determination, the resolve, the resilience that we need to go into battle. And so when Kapha is feeling very laid back, demotivated, lacking drive, then this sequence can help create that kind of energy. Let's drop the left hand and flip the right hand up and over. And again, let's take the gaze, instead of down towards the earth, which is where we normally go, let's turn the gaze up towards the sky. From here, we're going to transition into a balance. Warrior 3. So exhaling, let's cartwheel the right arm, left arm over, and then turn onto the ball of our left foot. Fingertips can be on the earth or a block here, and then lift that left leg off the earth here. Those fingertips can stay here on the earth for balance or on your stool, or you can bring your hands in prayer at the heart. Warrior 1. If this feels comfortable, you can also take your arms behind you in your mudra, so that your arms are extended. One breath here. Bend into your left knee. Inhale, bring your left foot to meet your right. Reach up with your arms. Exhale, hands to your heart. Take a moment here. I'm going to do that on the other side to balance. So I'll go to the center of my mat so you can see me. So at the top of your mat, hands at your heart. Let's reach our arms up in our mudra. Bend into your knees and step back long with your right foot. Come onto the ball of that foot. So you're in high lunge first. And then drop the right heel to the earth so that your foot is at a 45-degree angle. Keep your hips facing forward, your gaze and heart space facing forward. Arms reaching up. Virabhadrasana 1. Exhale into Virabhadrasana 2, Mahavirabhadrasana, the great warrior. Again, have your hands in your mudra. So remember what a mudra does, it directs the energy. So when we do this with our mudra, this is a very purposeful pose. This is a very purposeful mudra with our hands, Hasta mudra. So what happens is we guide the energy to the ends of our body. So we draw out the energy here and we take it out. It's called Vyan Pran. We take the energy out. One more breath here. Drop your right hand, reach up and over with your left arm. And again, let's spiral our gaze up towards the sky. Going to move into Warrior 3. So cartwheel left arm and right arm to the earth or onto blocks or your low footstool. Turn onto the ball of your right foot and then hop that right leg up. So your hands can stay connected with your bricks, the earth or stool. Or you can bring your hands to your heart, or you can reach out behind you with your arms extended, sort of like an airplane. And then let's bend into the right knee, bring the right foot to meet the left, and reach up with our arms. Coming to Dasan, standing. Let's take a lion's breath here. So I invite you to take your arms alongside your body. Oh God, I'm really sweaty. So sorry. Have your arms out. You can see my power, my firepower. That's why my husband is afraid of me. Not really, he's not. Let's take a full breath in through your nose and out through open mouth. Poke out your tongue, open your eyes wide. One more time. Inhale through your nose. And then one more for the third time, because we do things in 3 cycles of 3. 3 represents past, present, future, creation, sustenance, dissolution. So it's a significant number. Inhale through your nose, out through your mouth. Reach up with your hands. Exhale to fall down towards the earth. Let's come onto our knees and then come directly onto our sit bones. Take a moment here. Extend your legs long. What's he doing? Let's come into boat pose just for a moment. So we're going to come into a boat pose variation. So feet planted on the earth, knees bent. Engage your navel. Reach your arms out long and come into your water. Lift your heart, lift your gaze. Take a moment here. As you exhale, we're going to begin to take that left arm behind us and bring the right arm to the outside of the right, left knee rather. So that we come into a twist here. Your gaze can go back towards your left fingers, or you can keep it neutral so that your neck is more neutral. And keep your core engaged here. Inhale, let's turn back to center. And then let's go the other way. So let's reach behind with the right arm. And the left arm hooks over the right knee. I always get confused with my left and right when I'm in a twist. One more breath here. Inhale, let's turn back to center. Now you can stay with your feet on the earth, or you can lift your feet and come into your variation of Nakasana. One more breath, and then let's hug it all in. Take a cool breath. No, make sure my dog is sitting comfortably and not doing anything embarrassing on TV, because this will go on YouTube. We're going to be a right state, aren't we? And we're hugging it in. Now let's come down to the earth. So uncurl your spine, come to the earth. Keep that bend in your knees for a moment. And let's swing our knees from left to right, very slowly. Not going to move particularly fast here. Then bring your hands alongside your body so that your fingertips can touch the back of your knees. Inhale, lift your sit bones here. Peel off your pelvis, your lower back, your middle back, so that you come onto your upper back, Setu Bandhasan here. Your hands can stay on the earth, or you can bring them so they scaffold the side of your body by having your fingertips pointing up. Now I invite you to come onto the balls of your feet here. See how this feels. If this feels comfortable, stay here or keep the soles of your feet on the earth. Yogi's choice. Keep your gaze up towards the sky. Engage your navel to your spine. Hugging it in. We're going to lift one leg to the sky. So we'll lift the right leg to the sky. Now, you can come up a little bit so that your leg is parallel, or you can take it up directly up to the sky. So your hands can be on the earth to stabilize you here. You can create this sort of scaffold with your hands. Yogi's choice. One breath here. And then let's bend into the right knee and bring the right foot back to the earth. So you can come now off the balls of your feet and bring the whole of your foot down. Let's take a moment and then uncurl our spine to come back down to the earth. Take a moment to allow your spine to realign. When you're ready, you can just gently wave your legs, fanning them from left to right. And we're going to go the other way. So your option when you come up is to keep the soles of your feet on the earth and you not extend your leg at all if you find that it feels too intense on your lower back. Or you can lift your toes just a little bit off the earth. So again, your hands on the earth can help stabilize you, or you create a little scaffold like this that can help so that you use your upper arms to stabilize you. Inhale, lift and roll your spine off the earth here slowly. And then option to stay on the soles of your feet and extend your leg out. Or lift your leg up to the sky. Or you can come up onto the balls of your feet and then lift your leg out, left leg out long, or reach up towards the sky. One more breath. And then bend into that left knee and with care bring that foot to the earth. And then uncurl your spine, lowering to the earth. Take a moment to realign. And now let's hug both knees into the heart and give them a little roll on your lower back from left to right. I invite you to extend your left leg long and keep that right leg hugged in. We're going to come into our lying down twist, Supta Matsya Andrasana. So take the left hand to the outside of the right knee. And as you exhale, roll gently onto the left hip and bring that right knee, right leg down towards the earth. You can keep your gaze in the same direction as your knee, or you can take your gaze to the sky, or you can turn your gaze towards your right hand. I'm keeping my gaze up towards the sky today because I want to connect with this uplifting energy. So I find that when I gaze down towards the earth, it's very grounding. But when I lift my gaze, it's elevating. Breathe deeply into your abdomen here. You can use your Ujjayi breath. One more here. And then let's inhale back to center, coming back very slowly with care. Hug both knees in. And then re-extend the right leg. Take your right hand to the outside of your left knee and gently roll towards your left hip so that you can bring your left knee down towards the earth. And again, your gaze can be wherever you wish to take it. I invite you to gaze directly up towards the sky. Using your Ujjayi breath. Inhaling. Let's hug the navel to the spine. Roll back to center. And then hugging both knees here. And then maybe you gently roll from left to right on your lower back to soothe out your back. And then let's move into Shavasana for a few moments. Extending your arms and legs away from each other. Softening through your whole body. And now, Kapha doshas, I invite you to connect with the softness of the character. So closing your eyes if you wish. So Kapha characters are very calm, peaceful, thoughtful, loving, tender, devoted people who create comfort and ease for those around them. They are trustworthy, loyal friends and companions, forgiving and generous by nature. So this is a solid, stable, calming energy to be around. These are strong, supportive individuals. They will always be there to support. And remember that when this Kapha dosha goes out of balance and becomes more sluggish and low in energy, or feels stagnant and lethargic, or perhaps shifts into feeling overprotective or complacent or resistant to change, then inviting in a Kapha balancing practice can lift and elevate and shift the energy. Increase that rate of metabolism and shift that stagnant energy into a more dynamic energy. Remember, you are devoted, loving, tender, confident characters. That is your strength. One more breath here in Shavasana. And then let's begin to invite some movement into our fingers and toes. Inhaling to stretch out your arms and legs. Exhaling to hug it all in. Inhale to roll over to one side and then rise up to your seat. And when you arrive in your Sukhasana, bringing your hands together at your heart center. Closing our practice by chanting Om Shanti 3 times. And for each Shanti, offer it to your body, mind, and spirit. Inhale fully. Exhale completely through open mouth. Inhale to prepare. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti.